What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and in today's video we're going to check out some Ultra League battles submitted to the channel by a member of the community, Kimono, a fellow content creator as well, so there'll be a link down in the description to their channel. But they're bringing Komo-O, Venusaur, and Galarian Stunfisk to the Ultra League. Let's see how it performs today. Let's get right into it. Alright, moving into the first battle, we have Komo-O versus Mew. Okay, interesting lead matchup, and they are going to decide to swap into Venusaur right away. Now, the Mew is deciding to stay in. This is a pretty big tell that maybe they do in fact have Flame Charge right here. So the Venusaur is going to decide to shield. It was in fact Flame Charge. So that's a good shield right there. And we do see them swap into Greedent. Now, Greedent is one of the bulkiest, spammiest Pokemon we are going to see in Go Battle League, in the Ultra League specifically. And it's really got a great moveset. As you guys see, their Frenzy Plant really didn't do too much damage. So Venusaur, I don't know if it's going to be able to take Switch Advantage right here, but we'll have, actually, it's definitely going to be able to take Switch Advantage if they want to. They might just be able to farm down with Vine Whip, but they will probably have to give up one shield. The Body Slam does land decent amount of neutral damage, but nothing to write home about. And they can easily farm this thing down. They're going to go ahead and no shield again. So this is going to be extremely close for the third Body Slam. Let's see if they can farm down. There's one, there's two, and they do farm down, taking Switch Advantage, which is actually pretty big right here. We will see the Mew come back in, so Venusaur is going to go ahead and throw off two Frenzy Plants. They clearly don't have a hard counter to Venusaur, so the Mew is going to have to start shielding these Frenzy Plants, but it is going to be loading up on a ton of energy. Now, Mew's moveset obviously could be anything, and it could potentially even have Ice Beam for Komo-O, but they're going to go ahead and let that next Frenzy Plant go through and farm down. So we're going to see the Komo-O come in, get a Dragontail off right there as the charge move does come through. What is it going to be? It's going to be a Rock Slide. Okay, not too much damage right there. They should be able to farm down with Dragontail, and they do. What is the final Pokemon? It's going to be a Scrafty. So this is actually going to be a pretty close battle right here. Double close combat will definitely do it, and they're going to go ahead. Are they going to shield? Let's see if they decide no. They're going to go ahead and no shield, but it was the foul play. Doesn't do too much damage. I keep forgetting it's part fighting typing. They're going to go ahead and go for double close combat, but I think the counter just snuck through right there, which means Komo-O is going to go down right here because of the debuff, and they do. That is unfortunate, but Galarian Stunfisk should be able to take this here with a Earthquake. So that's going to be a good battle, very well played. Doesn't really matter if the Scrafty goes for these power-up punches. All this Galarian Stunfisk needs to do is get to Earthquake, and it's all over. So they're probably going to go ahead and give up one shield right here to stop the foul. No, they're going to let it go. It's just going to be another power-up punch, and that's going to be a good game, very well played. So here comes the Earthquake. Hopefully, actually, this does enough neutral damage. I think it will, but let's see. No, barely not enough, and they do Mud Shot down, so really close right there. Alright, moving into game 2, we have Komo-O versus Samurott. So this is going to be an interesting lead matchup. They definitely win this right here because of typing and resistances. So this is looking pretty good, and they know it. They're just going to go ahead and load up on energy. No need to shield right here. The Hydro Cannon is going to be resisted. Might even be Mega Horn. Yeah, Hydro Cannon is going to be resisted. This is a great typing here. The Dragon Fighting now obviously needs to really watch out for Charmers in this meta, but overall looks pretty strong against the rest of them. So they're just going to go ahead and let these two Hydro Cannons go through and go for a Dragon Claw now to take out the Samurott, or potentially force a shield here early. I don't think we will see a shield. Yeah, Samurott's going to go ahead and let it go through, and they will Dragontail down, loaded on energy. Let's see what decides to come in. It's going to be a Wall Rain, so they're going to go ahead and go for the close combat here, forcing the first shield of the game and likely swapping out maybe into the Galarian 7. No, it lands so much damage right there. A bit of lag as well and weak connection, but we are coming back, and the Wall Rain now is going to be throwing the Icicle Spear. That was far too quick to be Earthquake. Yeah, it's just going to be the Icicle Spear. But Galarian Stunfisk in a really nice situation right here. Now, we don't know what they have in the back, but my guess is if they're not swapping out, it's going to be weak to Galarian Stunfisk. So we'll have to just see what it is. But Galarian Stunfisk now can go for two Rock Slides and take out this Wall Rain. So, will they give up a shield here? Nope, they're just going to let it go. What's the final Pokemon? It's going to be a Crobat. Okay, that's basically game over right here. There are so many Rock Slides that are going to be flying out. Now, granted, Crobat still has two shields right here. and one Rock Slide isn't going to be enough to take it out. So let's see how they decide to play this off. They're going to go ahead and let the Poison Fang go through. Yeah, they're going to let it go through. Doesn't do any damage. They're going to swap into Venusaur instead, which is a bit risky. They're going to go ahead and go for Frenzy Plant now. What they're trying to do is put shield pressure on this Crobat in order to allow Galarian Stunfisk to close this game out with Rock Slide, but I think it's over. There's far too much energy on this team for the Crobat to be able to handle, and it is going to be forced to shield these Frenzy Plants. Now, Crobat can really load up on some energy right here, but not before Venusaur gets to the Sludge Bomb to force the final shield now. So that is looking to be a good game. Very well played. They actually let it through. Very interesting. They're going to commit to the hard farm down, and one Dragontail from Komo-O is going to be able to take it, and that's going to be a good battle. All right, moving to the next one, we have Komo-O versus Scissor on the lead. All right, a matchup I have never seen before in Go Battle League, but let's see how this plays out. Night Slash going to be resisted right here. We know it's coming through, but again, Komo-O is that part fighting typing, which does resist Dark, so this is probably ain't going to do too much damage, and no boost as well, but Close Combat definitely needs to be a threat worth shielding, and here comes the Close Combat. Scissor likely going to be shielding right here, and it does. It's going to go ahead and load up on energy and throw the Night Slash. Now, the defense was dropped from Close Combat, so we will see it do a bit more damage, and that actually did a decent amount. They could potentially farm down, but no, Komo-O able to get to the Dragon Claw here to potentially force the first or second shield here from Scissor, but no, they decided to let it go, and they do take switch advantage. Now, Galarian Stunfisk in a really nice situation to be able to farm down with Mudshot, as these Night Slashes won't do too much damage, and if they do get the boost, they could potentially just throw the Rock Slide to get it out of there. But yeah, they're just committing to the hard farm right now. Energy on Galarian Stunfisk in this Ultra League meta is definitely very nice to have. So let's see how much damage this Scissor can do. It's ripped through Komo-O, and it took out 50% HP from Galarian Stunfisk. What is in the back? It's going to be a Swampert. Okay, so Swampert in the back. They're obviously going to go ahead and go straight for the Earthquake right now to apply as much neutral damage as they can. They do get a shield, so they're going to go ahead and swap into Venusaur, and Swampert now swaps out into Giratina Altered. But this is a 2-shield Venusaur as well, so even though these Frenzy Plants are resisted, they're going to still do a decent amount of damage, and they might just be able to take out the Giratina Altered here in this situation. If they don't, and they have to give up all the shields and still don't take it out, then Swampert is going to be able to sweep this game. But let's see how this plays out. They're just going to keep going for Frenzy Plants right here. That is the right call. This is going to do the most damage between Frenzy Plant and Sludge Bomb. And this is going to get very, very close. They're going to have to start shielding right here. If they could come out of this with one more Frenzy Plant and potentially a full farm down with Vine Whip, they should be able to close this game out nicely. And Switch Clock is also almost back up. So here comes the final Frenzy Plant. Giratina is going to be able to hang on, but it's a matter of if Venusaur can farm down. No, they're wanting to switch to try to catch the charge move. They're not going to be able to get it. They're going to have to give up a shield right here. And they will. So this is now the race we were looking for. Can they farm down with Vine Whip? I don't think they're going to be able to. They're going to have to switch, but they don't in time. This is unfortunate. Can they hang on? Dragon Claw, not enough damage. And they will be able to farm down. And they have a Frenzy Plant loaded with 1 HP and a Dream. So we called it correctly right there that the 3 Frenzy Plants, boom. The 3 Frenzy Plants and the Vine Whip farm down was needed. All right. Moving next one, we have Komo-O versus Trevenant on the lead. Okay, very interesting matchup right here. Dragontail hopefully does a decent amount of damage, and it does. This Dragontail damage is just chunking the Trevenant. Trevenant has to land a Shadow Ball here in this situation because of the Dragon typing. So they're going to go ahead and shield, and it was in fact a Shadow Ball. That's a huge shield right here, and we do see them swap out into Obstagoon, which is not the best answer for Komo-O, and they're going to go ahead and swap into Venusaur now to catch the charge move. Venusaur going to be able to do a lot of neutral damage in this situation, but they do need to watch out for these Night Slashes. They really start to add up, but Obstagoon thankfully cannot do that much fast move damage with counter. So here comes the first Frenzy Plant. Might just get the first shield of this game. No, they decided to let it go. Okay. That's actually pretty huge for them right here. They will probably have to shield. I imagine Venusaur might just have to, because I don't think it's going to be able to farm down in time before another Night Slash comes through. Yeah, they're not going to be able to. They're going to risk it and no shield right here, which is definitely going to be tough because Obstagoon is going to be able to take it unless they get to the Frenzy Plant in time. Yeah, no, Obstagoon able to flip that mid game right there, and they're going to come back in with Komo-O. So let's see what is going to be in the back. It's going to be a Scrafty. Oh my goodness, here we go. Double close combat coming through to force both shields now from the Scrafty. They do get one, and here it comes the second one, and we will likely see a swap out now into Galarian Stunfisk, which is counterintuitive to an extent because you don't want to match up against Scrafty, but with Komo-O having that double debuff, you have to clear it and get it out of there. Now we do see the power-up punch come through from the Scrafty, loading up on its damage power, but it's going to be landing an Earthquake right here. Not before CMP tie, though. So we'll have to see. Scrafty definitely going to be able to hang on, but it might just be able to take this game. There's still a Trevenant in the back as well, so if the opponent times it correctly, Trevenant could potentially sweep. Earthquake does land. Scrafty still loading up on energy, and this is where it gets dangerously close. They're going to have to throw the Rock Slide, but unfortunately not able to right here. Scrafty gets off yet another power-up punch. So that's 3 attack boosts right there, and this is looking to be a good game. Scrafty is going to be able to take it. So good battle. All right, moving to the next one, we have Komo-O versus Talonflame on the lead. Okay, this is a lead I definitely want to see, as Talonflame is going to be doing resisted damage, and we do see a swap out into Obstagoon, and here comes the Venusaur again. This time they came in a lot quicker than before, so obviously Night Slashes, like we've seen before, do neutral damage, but it's all a matter of if Obstagoon gets the boost, and if Venusaur is going to be forced to shield in order to take Switch. So do they want Switch with Talonflame? Maybe not. They do have Galarian Stunfisk in the back with Rock Slide, so if they can get themselves shield advantage, that's actually going to be pretty huge in this game. Here comes the next Night Slash. Going to be doing neutral damage here. No shield as well, so this is going to be a race to the next one. There's 5. Oh, and the CMP tie right there. Okay, so this is where the first shield of the game is going to be coming down. Obviously, if you're sitting here with Venusaur, you want them to shield it, but unfortunately they don't, because now Talonflame can come in and load up on energy. But hopefully they can get to the Sludge Bomb in time. Yeah, they can get to the Sludge Bomb right here. It's going to be a welcomed amount of neutral damage landing here on the Talonflame, and no shield as well. So they're going to go ahead and come right in with Komo-O and go for Dragon Claw here on a CMP tie. Did they get it? Yeah, they did. Forcing the first shield now of the game, as Talonflame has so much energy, it's gonna have to shield if it wants to put any more pressure here on the Komo-O. But now, is this Flame Charge or is it Brave Bird? They're gonna go ahead and say it's the Brave Bird and shield, but it was the Flame Charge boost. That is unfortunate, and we do see a swap out into Malamar, which is gonna be very interesting. They're gonna go ahead and swap now into Stunfisk to catch the charge move, but we get some more Go Battle lag right here. Now, Malamar, I believe, has Superpower, and Foul Play is going to be the moveset you see it with, and they decided to go for the Foul Play first, but you do not want to sleep on a Malamar because the Psycho Cut fast move gains energy so quickly that Superpowers can be thrown out very fast. So they're going to go ahead and land that Earthquake, and they let it go through. That is huge right here for Komo-O to close this game out with Dragontail, so they will let the Superpower go through. Doesn't do enough damage to take down Galarian Stunfisk, and they're going to have to go for the back-to-back, which is perfectly fine. We can already see this win condition now with Komo-O coming in with Dragontail and 1 shield. Now the Talonflame decided to swap in right away, so they're going to go ahead and go for the Dragon Claw to force that final shield, because this game might be determined by charge moves instead of fast, because Talonflame is pretty loaded on energy. So they're going to go ahead and shield the probably Flame Charge right here, but it's going to be a matter of if they can get off one more Dragontail. Yeah, they can. Okay, they do take out the Talonflame, and then they're going to close combat to close this game out here against the Malamar, and that is going to be a good battle. Very well played. Boom. Takes it out right there. All right. Moving into the next battle. We have Komo-O versus Snorlax. Okay, so a pretty positive lead right here, I would think, with the Dragontail damage. And we do see a swap out into Dragonite. So it's Dragontail versus Dragontail, and they're going to go ahead and come in with Galarian Stunfisk, casually chunking 50% of their HP with 3 Dragontails right there, and now pressuring with shields with Rock Slide. You couldn't ask for a better situation, and they do force a shield as well. Now, do they get to another one? No, they don't. Here comes the charge move from Dragonite. All these moves are going to be resisted because of the steel typing, and it is going to be the Hurricane. So Galarian Stunfisk able to hang on, overload on energy, and go for another rock slide here to try to force the second shield, but honestly, we're probably going to see a no shield here from the Dragonite. Yeah, no shield. It does take it out, and here comes a Tyranitar. Very interesting backline Pokemon, but Earthquake obviously going to be forcing the final shield. Otherwise, I'm booming this Tyranitar back to the Stone Ages. No, they decided to shield. We're going to see the swap into Venusaur now, and here comes the Snorlax. So Komo-O is going to be able to take this one with some very satisfying close combat booms, as we will see here soon, but really spicy team from the opponent right there, bringing Tyranitar to the Ultra League. And we do see some lag, but that's okay. Frenzy Plants here. I think the opponent surrendered. Yeah, the opponent left the game. No booms. All right. Moving to the next battle, we have Komo-O versus Talonflame again. All right, so pretty positive lead matchup right here, as Dragontail is just going to be ripping through. And we do see a Tapu Fini come into the Venusaur. Will hard lock that down, especially with the moveset that Tapu Fini is likely running, which is going to be the Surf and Moonblast. It's all going to be resisted. So Venusaur looking very strong right here in the mid game. They just want to make sure they overload on enough energy to the point where they could get off maybe 2 Sludge Bombs here against Talonflame when it comes back in to farm down. And boom, Tapu Fini goes down. So Talonflame going to come right in, no waiting right there. They want to try to rip through this Venusaur with Incinerate, and they do force a shield early. That's actually pretty big, as Talonflame is going to decide to throw the Flame Charge here. I would have suspected a no shield there and the Flame Charge throw, but that is going to be an interesting call. Here comes Komo-O now, going to be able to rip through with these Dragontails and throw a Dragon Claw as well to put pressure on that final shield. Remember, there's still Galarian Stunfisk and 2 shields here, so they decide to no shield that, and Komo-O looking very strong, can easily shield this charge move and just farm down. Now, is there going to be a Registeel in the back? Please be a Registeel in the back. It's going to be a Komo-O Mirror. So double Dragon Claw is obviously going to be able to take this one right here, as they are so far ahead on energy. So here comes the first one, gets the final shield, and the second one should be able to close this game out. Hopefully it does do enough super effective damage. I haven't actually seen this land in the mirror fight yet. No, not enough. They're going to go ahead and swap into Stunfisk, though, and they catch the delayed CMP tie right there, as the Dragon Claw is going to be resisted, and they should be able to take this one with a Mudge. Or they're going to go for the Earthquake, actually. Are they going to shield the close combat? Yeah, they're going to go ahead and shield that close combat, and then farm down with Mud Shot, and they're probably gonna Earthquake the Talonflame. No, they're gonna Rock Slide the Talonflame. That is gonna be a good battle, very well played. So pretty strong team so far that we've seen performing pretty well here in the Open Ultra League. All right, moving to the next one, we have Komo-O versus Charizard on the lead. Is it Dragon Breath though? Let's see. It is gonna be Fire Spin. So no, that is an unfortunate matchup now here for Charizard. If it was Dragon Breath and Dragon Claw, this would definitely be a different story. But as you guys are seeing, this Dragon Claw coming through is going to do a decent amount of super effective damage, and they do swap out into Tapu Fini. So Venusaur again is going to lock this thing down. Similar with the Talonflame matchup like we saw before, you want to come out of here with a good amount of energy to be able to land 2 Sludge Bombs, forcing a potential shield there from Charizard. So they're going to go ahead and overload on energy, and now go for that Frenzy Plant here to take out Tapu Fini in the mid game. Tapu Fini really can't win this mid game matchup, so they'll likely let it go down, and they do, and they're going to come in with Charizard right away, but they have a Sludge Bomb ready to go. So this is going to be the interesting call here. Do you just commit to farm down and give up shields, which I think that's what they're wanting to do? Excuse me. But Venusaur is going to be able to get to another Sludge Bomb in time, and might just force the second shield here. Now, if Charizard commits to 2 shields and fully farms down, it can put a lot of pressure on the back end, and they do, but they're going to go ahead and swap out into Komo-O, calling the farm down and throwing a Dragon Claw here to do as much chip damage as they can, and we will see the Charizard now throw its Dragon Claw as well. So it's going to be a race between Dragontail farm down and a second Dragon Claw here, and I think Charizard is going to be able to get it on this Fire Spin. Yeah, they do. So they're going to go ahead and double shield. Now, what is going to be in the back? I want a Registeel with a close combat finish. It's actually going to be a Venusaur, actually. Okay. So they're going to be able to go for multiple Dragon Claws to close this game out. Galarian Stunfisk as well is looking good to close out in the end game, as it does have a lot. It has full health, actually. Hasn't even been used in this battle. But Venusaur is going to fight the good fight. They don't know what they have in the back. It could have been a Swampert, right? And so they're going to go ahead and come in with Galarian Stunfisk here and close it out. They might come in with Venusaur. Okay, yeah, they're going to come in with Venusaur to try to force energy right here. And yeah, they do get the Frenzy Plant now to be thrown. But Galarian Stunfisk is going to take this one. It would have been a good win for the opponent had they had Swampert. But ultimately, it's going to be a good game. Very well played. Do they catch the charge? See, Switch Clock is coming back up. So are they going to catch the charge move on Charizard, though? That'd actually be a huge play because 2 Frenzy Plants might just be enough. Here it comes. Are they going to catch it? No, I think they just left the game. So here comes the Rock Slide to take out the Venusaur, and that is looking to be a good battle. Very well played. Yeah, here comes the second Rock Slide. So far this team's doing pretty good. Noticed not a lot of XL Pokemon so far. The only one's really Talonflame, but that's kind of what happens when you are in the teens. So here we go. We see a Walrein on the lead. Interesting. Let's see how they decide to play it out. They're going to actually decide to come in with Venusaur in this situation, and they do draw out a Talonflame. So double hard countered right now, but Sludge Bomb thankfully can put a lot of pressure here on Talonflame. It's just a matter of how greedy is this Talonflame going to get with its energy. They do force a shield as well. That's actually pretty big here for Venusaur. This is all you want in this mid-game situation. Is you want a shield and you want to get it low. And if they decide to go for the full farm down, you might just be able to get 2 shields, but instead Talonflame is going to go ahead and throw the Flame Charge now. They're still in a very good position right here because Komo-O can fully farm down and have a close combat ready for the Walrein as well. But Walrein does have a decent amount of energy too, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's going to be a CMP tie, as they will be forcing the first shield here with the Brave Bird. So Komo-O not going to be able to get as much energy with Dragontail, but they do have a close combat ready, which is exactly what they needed. They're going to go ahead and throw it. Are we going to see a shield here on the Walrein though, as this close combat might nearly one-shot? We do see a shield, and we see a swap out right away into Galarian Stunfisk, but Walrein, holding on to its energy, is going to swap out as well into Giratina Altered, and here comes the Earthquake. Giratina Altered going to be taking quite a bit of neutral damage, as it's going to take actually 3 Earthquakes from Galarian Stunfisk. Now, in this situation, Giratina Altered here has Shadow Claw as the fast move, so it's going to be doing a decent amount of neutral damage, so Galarian Stunfisk is going to have to make quick work of it, but still Komo-O could potentially close this game out. But you still got to remember, Walrein has like an Earthquake and then some in terms of energy. They're going to have to save the shield for Komo-O. I think that's going to be the win condition right here. Shadow Sneak is going to get Galarian Stunfisk relatively low. It's in the red, and they're going to go ahead and throw another one here. Yeah, Komo-O is the win con, but can it survive an Icicle Spear? They're going to go ahead and swap out and farm down with Dragontail. Here comes the Walrein, and Walrein is loaded on Icicle Spears. They're going to let the first one go through. And it is, oh, that does so much damage. Can they get to the Dragon? I think they can get to the close combat in time. It's going to be one more Dragontail. Here we go. There's one, and they do get to it in time. So that is going to be a good battle. Very well played, as Giratina Altered is extremely low, and so Dragontail should be able to take it out. Yeah, good battle. All right, moving to the next one, we have Komo-O versus Incineroar. Very spicy right here. Incineroar can absolutely destroy this team in the right situation, but only if it does, only if it gets out of there with energy against the backline, right? So they're going to go ahead and let the first charge move go through. I think this is going to be Dark Pulse. Yeah, it is going to be the Dark Pulse that is resisted. And here we go. Dragontail is ripping this thing apart, and we do see a swap out into Cresselia. So they're going to bring in a Venusaur. This is a potentially risky matchup because if it has Future Sight, it's all over. But this one looks to have Grass Knot and Moonblast, as they did throw it a bit early. Moonblast is going to be resisted, but Venusaur's Frenzy Plant does really well here for neutral damage. But again, like we've seen against the other tanks, it's going to have to throw multiple Frenzy Plants in order to take out the Cresselia. Here comes the second one. This is where Cresselia might just decide to shield, because if it does, it could put a lot more pressure here on Venusaur, but no, it's going to go ahead and let it go and wants to get this Venusaur relatively low for a potential farm down, maybe with Talonflame in the back, but let's see. They're going to go ahead and farm down with Frenzy Plant. This is going to be extremely close, but Cresselia able to hang on, and I think this is going to be the Grass Knot. And yeah, it is. That's going to be resisted as Venusaur is able to hang on. Now we're going to see Incineroar come back in, so they're going to go ahead and go for the Sludge Bomb here to force the first shield of the game from Incineroar. And no, they decided to let it go, so they're going to come in with Komo-O and farm down with Dragontail. Yet another Dark Pulse is going to be coming through, so they're going to let it go, but it was actually a Flame Charge instead. And we do see an Obstagoon in the back. Here comes the double close combat. 2 shields are still up for Obstagoon, so we will see them go up both right now. Oh man, they're going to go ahead and actually go for Dragon Claw instead, trying to force that second shield here with energy efficiency, and they do get it. Switch Clock is not back up, and they aren't able to get to another Dragon Claw in time. So it is going to be up to Galarian Stunfisk to close this game out, but Obstagoon is loaded on energy. And if it gets a boost right here with Night Slash, things get very dangerous very quickly. They're going to go ahead and no-shield the first Night Slash. That is the good call right here, because if the boost does happen, you want to have those shields for the Night Slash later on. Here comes the first shield now, stopping the Night Slash number 2, but Obstagoon has almost 3 already, and we will see the third one now come through. This is where things get very dangerous, as Earthquake is not going to be enough damage to take out Galarian Stunfisk, and Obstagoon didn't get the boost as well, but the Earthquake is going to land. But thing is, this is not going to be enough damage to take out the Obstagoon, and they do decide to swap out into Incineroar. And that was an interesting call, but Obstagoon now going to go down to Rock Slide, so that is unfortunate. The one counter right there, or the one mud shot that they got on Incineroar, was the make or break in this game. So good battle, very well played. All right, I think that was the final battle right there. So a really, wait, they won't, yeah, okay, yeah, sorry. Really fun games right there. Spicy team, Komo-O, Venusaur, and Galarian Stunfisk. Komo-O, as we saw, does very well against the meta outside, basically, of fairies. If there's a Charmer, it's going to get, it's going to get deleted, or Tapu Fini as well, but they do have good answers for those with Venusaur and Galarian Stunfisk. So really like the team, really spicy, and I also like the drip over there with the all gold. That looks really good. So shout out to Ganetto for sharing these battles with us. Again, YouTube channel link down in the description, and like always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.